Short selling is the sale of a security that the seller does not own. It perhaps raises too many questions for the public who are really involved in security trading. In the other word, the framework and flow of short selling is contradicted with profit theory, which is buy low and sell high. The tricky part in short selling is the short seller does not own any of shares. In fact, it was the medium for those who have bearish minded towards share price. Short sellers who can analyze a particular stock to be falling down in price, they will grab the opportunity and try to make profit from there. This type of profit is arbitrage, which means to take advantage of price differences. Short selling was something common in the financial global framework. Furthermore, many economists and market players believe that short selling was the primary key to grow the economy rapidly. Conventional short sale consists of three players, which are shareholder, short seller and market. Short seller here role as a mastermind until the end of short selling game. With the existence of a short sale broker, a short seller will borrow a share security from another party, which is a shareholder. The short seller sells its right away at the market rate to the third party or to another interested party in the big market. The short seller then returns to the market when he knows the share price starts falling down, and he is obliged to buy back all the shares they previously sold at the time the stock price is under market in order to return all the shares they had borrowed from the shareholders before. In spite of the price decline, the investor is still able to profit from this. This is the attraction for the short seller who has knowledge to control the short selling process due to arbitrage trading in that instrument.
Okay, first, stock as the subject matter of the loan contract. There is a hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Rafi' reported that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam took from a man as a loan a young camel below 6 years. Then the camels of sadaqah were brought to him. He ordered Abu Rafi' to return to that person the young camel as a return of the loan. Then Abu Rafi' returned to him and said, I did not find any among them but a better camels above the age of 6. Then Prophet Muhammad SAW said, give that to him, for the best men are those who are best in paying off the debt. Sahih Muslim. This issue has been discussed and talked about by school of jurists, and I might say they have a quite similar opinion. But one of the perspective of this discussion is about goods, whether it is homogeneous or non-homogeneous, and fungible goods or non-fungible goods, and its repayment of the debt of the goods. So I may conclude as the hadith before mentioning it clearly, so there is no issue for the stock being the subject matter of the loan contract as long as there is no binding condition. For example, there is an agreement that requires the borrower to pay more than what he or she borrows, so it is prohibited in Islam. And second is the issue of the ownership of the selling product. So it also refers to the bai' ma'dum, which sells the things that we don't own. The issue is about uncertainty whether the product can be delivered or not. Prophet SAW said, La tabi' ma laysa indak, means do not sell what you do not own. Sunan Abi Dawud. The issue of bai' ma'dum has been debated about its permissibility. Majority of jurists disallow the contract of bai' ma'dum. But for Shafi'i school, they say bai' salam is an exception in the context of selling goods that are yet to exist. However, Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn Qayyim have the contradictory opinion that they say they permit the contract of bai' ma'dum as the seller most probably able to deliver goods. They see its main cause of prohibition is uncertainty, which is the ability to deliver the product. It means to them bai' ma'dum is not totally prohibited as it can overcome the ilah of the issue, which is gharar. So it can overcome the issue of gharar or uncertainty of goods delivery, as short selling is regulated by the Security Commission.
Another point of conflict in the concept of short selling is the element of riba, which benefits from loan. Some argue that the practice involves borrowing shares and paying interest on the borrowed amount. However, the Securities and Commodity Authority (SHC) itself has allowed securities-based lending (SBL), which is the type of loan that uses securities as collateral. The SAC argues that SBL is permissible under the Islamic law principle of ijarah, which allows for the leasing of assets. However, ijarah should be a use of fraud, but SBL is an exception. Basis of arguments for these can be related to a combination of fiqh legal maxims. One of it being istihsan with maslahah. Istihsan meaning to consider something good, and maslahah meaning public interest, in which it considers the advantages of short selling, which can provide liquidity to the share market. Another one is istihsan with urf khas. Urf meaning customs, and SAC argues that SBL is a customary economic practice in the financial realm. Last point of contention is the speculation and gambling element in short selling. Gambling is a zero-sum game which contains loss or profit for two participants in sharing something. Speculating in finance means trading a financial instrument involving high risk, in the exception of significant returns. The motive is to take maximum advantage from fluctuations in the market. So in short selling, you speculate that the price will go down in the future. However, speculation is only assumption, and investors are encouraged to speculate with basis and proper studies and research. If the speculation is based on the learned consideration, subject to it, that shall be intended for trade only and not for unnecessary speculation and gambling. So it could be lawful, calculated and profitable in a way that aligns with the Sharia.
Short selling has its advantages. It increases market efficiency by allowing investors to bet against the price of a security, ensuring prices reflect the true value and preventing market bubble and crashes. Another benefit is risk reduction for investors. Short selling acts as a hedge, offsetting potential losses when they own shares in a vulnerable company. Short selling also enhances market liquidity, making it easier for investors to buy and sell securities, creating a more dynamic and efficient trading environment. However, there are cons to consider. Short selling can increase market volatility, leading to a feedback loop of declining prices and potential market destabilization. It also adds complexity to the market, requiring careful consideration and knowledge to navigate effectively. Ethical concerns arise as short selling allows investors to profit from the misfortune of others. We must consider the ethical implication and societal impact. Despite the drawbacks, our group believes short selling should be allowed in the Islamic capital market. It brings growth opportunities, showcase the market capability to compete, and demonstrate resilience. Countries like Malaysia have implemented mechanisms to accommodate short selling in the line with Sharia principles, addressing concern about ownership, gambling, speculation, and interest. In conclusion, allowing short selling in the Islamic capital market is a complex decision. By implementing robust regulation and addressing ethical concerns, short selling can be a tool for growth and competitiveness in the market.